Debop. Debop. That did not even come through. What was that, sir?
I went real close, but I just whispered it.
I realize this, yes.
You asked.
I know I asked. I regret asking you shit. We're already off to this, huh?
Yeah, we're already.
Also, I'm not on screen for two purposes. One, new avatar. Two, I want to at least get a clean opening.
Okay.
Then I'll put all the shit I normally do on there. But we're starting Chronicles. I know it says Kyoto wins. And that's because Twitch does not allow different variations of the same game. Which is a little stupid, but we're working with what we're working with.
Wait, this does say Hakuoki Chronicles.
In the title, but it's not the category. Yeah, that's a thing I learned. So, like, if there's a re-release of a game, it's not gonna appear on there. That's why I can't put Demon of the Fleeting Blossom.
Yeah, I see it now. I just... Yeah. Alright. Anyways, let's do this!
Boop. Boop. Let's go. This is a work of fiction.
No shit.
Alright, East Asia Shelf. There's the familiar idea factory.
Yeah.
Oh! We actually get that.
Oh.
For Ultimate, that's new.
Very nice.
They kept it.
I have an idea.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm just getting my laptop, that's all. Because I'm having to fight with like 3 different windows.
Yay!
Yay!
Please press the plus button.
That's also new.
Well, it's a Switch version, so... I will tell you I already noticed 2 differences already with this version.
What's that?
First off, the Ultimate logo is actually the one that's the same in Japan. So
yes.
We no longer just have a static Ultimate logo.
Second of all,
they actually kept the credits of the voice actors under the characters.
Oh, good!
So you don't have to look for the credits anymore. We're now just on point.
Yee.
It is so far 1-to-1 with the normal Japanese opening.
Yee.
And we're gonna go through the prologue.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, we have to because how do we do this? I will keep the voices on for this one. And just for this one, because I want to hear if they fix something in the prologue with Soji. But let's see. Game settings. Text speed, fast. Oh, we have a gallery. Nice. Oh god, the encyclopedia.
Alright, that's done.
Please enter the protagonist's name. Oh.
We
Shit.
can...
No. There was the other thing. The other thing. If you have Chizuru Yukimura, you're supposed to hear Chizuru and Yukimura in Kyoto Winds. But for some reason, and I only know the Steam version, that does not happen. It happens in Emerald Blossom, but it doesn't happen in Kyoto Winds.
Oh.
So I want to know, did that get fixed?
Hi, Paul.
Eh?
Paul's here. I got my, I got the mod view up on my laptop, and I see on the viewers, Paul games a lot.
Don't do that. Oh shit. Hold on.
What did you do?
Twitch app being fucking weird. Hold on. I'll do that again. There you go. Okay. We're Chizuru Yukimura.
Yeah.
This is a work of fiction. We gotta remind you twice.
Double reminder.
Ha. This is new. This is not 1860 December 1863.
Was that a 4?
Was that a what?
I saw a 4, it looked like.
No, it says 63 on it. I just looked
No.
at it.
I saw this 1863, and I saw the December next to the December. I thought that was a 4th.
I don't think. Ah! I see your tiny ass spider on my wall.
Oh no!
I'm gonna leave it there. It can do whatever the fuck it wants. Eat the roaches, please. But anyway.
Don't come over here, please.
No, stay away from my figures. So this is Kyo. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of amazement. Even simple hellos, even simple hellos between people passing in the street seemed warm and friendly. They nodded and smiled to one another as if family, not strangers, about on errands. I had a thought, but I don't think I can do it. Still, there was something about the city that felt strangely cold. Almost as though there was a great invisible wall shutting out anyone wandering in from the country. I'm not sure if I belong here. No, that's all in my head. I had walked quite some distance to reach Kyo, and both my mind and body were exhausted. Even so, there was no reason to stand still and feel sorry for myself. Excuse me? I mustered my courage and called out to a passerby. I'm sorry, I seem to be a bit lost. Could you? What should I do now? I was lost again, but in a different sort of way. Oh, wait, I can pull the bird noise from this. Hold on.
Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
Yes.
You found it! I sighed and looked up at the darkening sky. The sun was beginning to set. The people weren't unkind and they'd given me the directions I needed, but I didn't expect him to be absent.
The alternate to that we had for a while was
the ducks. Oh god. Learning the person I'd hoped to visit was away left me at a loss for what to do. Besides, father, the only person in the city who I could rely on, was Matsumoto-sensei. Fuck! That's not what I was hoping to see.
It's what color? It's purple.
It's purple now. Kodo Yukimura, the protagonist's father, he had been missing since shortly after his arrival in Kyoto. Ryuji Matsumoto, a respected doctor working for the Tokugawa shogunate. I was not hoping to see Dr. Matsumoto.
Huh.
Matsumoto-sensei was a
doctor. That's kind of annoying.
I know. Matsumoto-sensei was a doctor serving the shogun. Shogunate, a military government run by samurai. Here refers to the Tokugawa shogunate. I had never met him myself, but my father put a great deal of trust in him. He had told me that if I ran into any trouble in his absence, I was to contact Matsumoto-sensei. Unfortunately, it seemed like Matsumoto-sensei was out on business and would not return for some time. Yeah, like a year and a half? Was I too hasty? Perhaps I should have waited. It was indeed rude to visit without warning, which is why I had sent a letter prior to my arrival. But it seemed he had left before I came to him. Perhaps I should have waited for a reply before leaving Edo. But I couldn't wait any longer.
Chizuru.
Why is Chizuru a terminology?
I don't know.
Protagonist, the main character of this story. She travels to Kyoto in search of her father, and she consequently finds herself involved with the Shinsengumi. Is something wrong, father? He paused for a moment and looked at me.
実はな、しばらくの間、京の都へ行くことになった。
Art for Kyo.
Is it for business again? He'd been leaving the house more and more frequently, sometimes for days at a time. How long will you be gone?
それはわからん。一月になるか、二月になるか。
Perhaps, maybe two.
Oh. There was no hiding my disappointment. Nonetheless, I wasn't a child anymore. I couldn't beg him not to go. Yes, I'd be lonely, but I was much more worried for him. Please, father, be careful. They say Kyo is dangerous. He only smiled and nodded.
安心しなさい。
It'll be alright.
お前が心配しないように、京にいる間はできる限り手紙を書くよ。
I'm sure to send you letters to you often, so that you will have no need to worry.
Okay. You promise? Father kept his promise. A new letter arrived so often, I scarcely had the time to respond before another would arrive. He told me that he worried about me being home all by myself. Then the letter stopped. A whole month passed with no word. Snow!
Snow.
Father. They said Kyo was full of Ronin. It wasn't safe. Ronin, a samurai that left their master and doesn't receive any stipend. Stipend? Stipend?
Depend, I believe.
They're also known as lordless samurai. Usually a samurai would be paid by the house that employed them. House refers to the domain or clan that a samurai serves. It can also be used after a fashion to refer to the specific person a samurai serves. However, Ronin who reported to no house would often rob people in order to make ends meet. They were nothing more than violent criminals. Criminals?
Chemicals?
Criminals? Chemicals and chemicals and criminals. My brain.
Yes.
Criminals hiding behind the image of the samurai. Such was the state of the city of Kyo, the city of Ronin. Was my father safe? My mind concocted horrible possibilities, and I often found myself more and more depressed. First, I need to find a place to stay. Lost in thought, I didn't notice nightfall descend. If I was honest with myself, I hadn't the faintest idea of how long searching for my father would take. I brought a sum of money with me, enough to last me a month if used wisely. Ideally, I would find my father in that time, or Matsumoto-sensei would return. In the worst-case scenario, I would have to return home without seeing either of them. Well, at any rate, I should try and be as frugal as possible. The yawn is here.
There's the first yawn of the night.
Yep. Yep. I lengthened my stride and set off. Fortunately for me, men's clothing assisted with keeping a quicker pace than women's. Traveling alone as a woman was dangerous in more ways than one, so I decided to dress as a man. My disguise proved successful, and I safely made it all the way to Kyo. But my safe travels might have led me to let down my guard. Kyo was not a safe place to be. I should have remembered that. I hadn't realized how real the danger was, and somehow came to think it didn't apply to me. Pop.
Hey, kid.
I was about to discover otherwise.
Oh no.
I spun around, and the street in front of me were three Ronin. Can I help you? I did my best to keep my voice calm.
We can help you. You can. No, but I think we can help you.
Jesus Christ. I did my best to keep my voice calm, reaching slowly for my kodachi. Kodachi, originally a short katana. By the end of the Edo period, it's referred to as a large wakizashi. It was originally worn as half of a pair with a larger sword, such as a katana. My father had encouraged me to take sword lessons. I kept with them, and I did rather well. I was confident enough in defending myself. However, perhaps this overconfidence had invited the situation at hand. I'd let my guard down. Silently cursing myself, I assessed the situation. It would be difficult to take on three at once.
Pretty nice blade you got there, kid.
Only then did I realize they were far more interested in my kodachi than they were in me.
Looks a bit much for a pup like you, right? Give it here, okay? We'll put it to good use.
This kodachi was a family heirloom, spanning generations. It was very precious to me. There was no way I could give it to the Ronin, though I had a feeling they wouldn't listen. In such a situation, the best decision was to retreat. I turned and ran as fast as I could.
Hey, get back here, you little bastard!
They're still after me. I felt like I'd been running for quite a while, but I could still hear the Ronin cursing loudly. I ducked into a narrow alley. After checking that they hadn't caught up yet, I crept further back into the alley. There were a few wooden boards propped up against the house. I crouched down and hid behind them. With some luck, this would allow me to escape this mess. Huh? I listened carefully, then tilted my head in confusion. I'd expected to hear the Ronin yelling to each other, looking for me, but as seconds turned into minutes, I heard nothing. Suddenly... What? Staying silent and hidden should have been the best course of action. However...
Damn you! What is this? Why won't you die? Damn it, we gotta get out of here!
Fear began to set in. There was something dangerous out there. Something lethal. The thought of what it could possibly be made the fear mount and mount within me. Even so, I could feel an itch of curiosity. I wanted to know what was out there. I peeked around the corner of the road I'd just been on. Just then I saw the cold reflection of moonlight upon a blade. A light blue jacket fluttering in the wind. Had this person saved me? My naive hope vanished in an instant.
Help!
I heard the Ronin beg for his life. The person in the blue jacket said nothing, just stepped forward, his sword raised. Oh no! Really?
You fucking got her!
You're bringing that over?
Go.
A high screeching laugh cut through the man's scream. The blade fell through the air like a butcher's cleaver. It hacked and slashed with no skill whatsoever. The scream turned wet, weakened, and disappeared. Oh, I had just witnessed a murder. My legs gave way. I crumpled to the ground, and yet I couldn't look away. The Ronin was already dead, but the man kept slicing, hacking, piercing, bringing the blade down again and again and again and again. Flesh tore, bones snapped, blood flowed like a river. This was pure madness, the raw animalistic desire to tear apart human life. This was no human being. This was something broken. My throat clenched tightly. A warm, dark smell brushed against my face. I slowly recognized the coppery tang of blood. An icy bolt of fear ran down my spine, crawling into my limbs and freezing me in place. I was terrified. What was I going to do? What could I do? I have to run. I forced my jaw open and drew a ragged breath. This was the only chance I'd get. I had to. Still numb with fear, I stumbled against the stacked wood. It collapsed with a rough clatter. This is a scary sight.
Oh.
In a dark alley in the middle of the night, you see this? The creatures turned, coats drenched in blood, their eyes locked into mine. Hideous grins split their inhuman faces, shaking with excitement at their new prey.
Thank you, Thane.
Hold on. My water bottle was behind me.
And he did the stretch, too.
Of course he did. Well, the question is, will he say something?
Meep.
Meep? Meep?
Meep.
Meep. I had to run. I didn't want to die. But my legs refused to move. Their hideous, crackling laugh echoed. I was going to die. My body was frozen in terror. I couldn't even scream. And then...
Which route is this?
Kazuma.
Yeah.
You would know that if you actually looked at the title.
Yeah, the point. Huh? Right as their bloody swords were about to cut through me, a white flash of light slashed through them. I heard fresh blood splatter on the ground. I could feel it, warm and sticky. Ugh. Bile began to rise in my throat, but before disgust took hold, I heard a voice.
Ah, that's such a shame.
The word suggested disappointment, but the voice sounded happy.
Yes! And here I was, planning to take care of them all on my own. Could've just picked the... Couldn't you picked another day to work fast, Hijikata?
They fixed it! They fixed this line! I am so happy! Because it said Saito before, which was the original recording from the original game. And then they redid lines for the remake, which had Hajime-kun. I am so happy. As he complained, the strange man smiled as if he were enjoying himself.
I only fulfilled my duty. Unlike you, I take no pleasure in battle. Ah, look at you being a little party pooper, huh?
Alright,
I'm just doing a wee bit of adjustment. Well, that's not very nice. You're making me sound like a battle-crazy monster. You don't even bother to deny it.
The man called Hajime gave a sigh, as if he'd suffered his companion for far longer than he wanted, and looked at me.
Maybe. Who said that? I wasn't paying attention.
It's Okita.
Maybe, but if you just sat back and let them kill the kid, you could have saved us some trouble.
His tone was light, but it confirmed my fears.
We're gonna fucking kill you. Perhaps. But that decision is not ours to make.
Huh? Then there was someone else who they reported to?
Me.
As I took in their words, I suddenly remembered hearing about an organization whose men wore blue jackets. A shape slid into view.
Look at me. I am the poster boy.
The moonlight shone off his smooth dark hair. It took my breath away. In that moment, the light on his hair made me think of fleeting petals floating on the wind. Almost as if the cherry trees were blooming out of season.
Luck is not your friend tonight.
There you go. The only other time that I can think of where there's an animated effect on screen is Sakamoto's introduction.
But
I can't think of any other moment. His voice was cold and quiet like a blade of ice. White moonlight lit his slender face. It reflected off the blade pointed at my chest. But it wasn't the sword making my breath catch. It was his eyes. They were fierce and hard, but somewhere behind them, I could catch a glimpse of something else. There could be no doubt that he was prepared to kill me. And yet he seemed troubled. The way his emotions wavered in his eyes seemed altogether human.
いいか、逃げるなよ。背を向ければ
and I will kill you.
I nodded. This wasn't a threat or a warning, simply a cold statement of fact. He stared at me for a moment, then grimaced, and put his sword away, heaving a deep sigh. Huh? I let out a gasp, surprised at how easily he had sheathed his sword. And it quickly became apparent that I wasn't the only one.
What? Hijikata-san, are you sure about this? The kid saw everything.
His eyes narrowed. The man called Hijikata-san frowned back at him.
いちいち余計なことを喋るんじゃねえよ。
Stop running your mouth over every little thing. If you keep that up, you know what we're going to have to do.
It was clear enough that I'd seen something I shouldn't have. Something they wanted to keep hidden. The more they say, the more I would know, and it was clear none of us wanted such a thing.
I really think it's gonna be a pain in the ass if we let this kid go.
The way he looked at me made me feel as if he'd read my mind.
So, should we just get rid of him? I'll decide what we do with this kid when we get back. I agree with the commander. If we remain here, we are likely to be seen.
You really wanted to say Fukucho, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's just commander.
Okay.
It makes more sense, because it's like... same word, I guess.
I guess. Anyways. What the fuck was that?
Thade breaking the tension with something.
If he wanted to do that, he could have... I mean, he can't, but he would have done something like this.
God damn it.
Those three that popped up, they popped up like this.
Why does he have access to the soundboard? Wait, I can take it away from you, I think.
You can't.
Maybe.
It's nitro. It's nitro.
It's nitro.
I can silence your soundboard, though.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure. I don't want to do it right now, though.
Play it. Midget. Play it.
What?
You know.
Why, what?
Oh, by the way, Melody, did you see the DM I sent you?
Yes. Fuck you.
It was a loaf cat this time.
Y'all keep sending me cat videos. Fuck you, I'm done.
You can blame Midget.
Yes,
To be fair, right as I answered the call, I did send her one.
He did. A whole ass cat video.
How long was it?
I don't fucking know. I didn't click it.
I could tell you, 16 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Dang.
And
You know what?
What?
After hearing that, here's a 5-minute one.
Alright, enough of the cat videos. Can we go on? Then he looked down at the creature he'd killed.
Melody's the one in the middle.
Motherfuckers! I get it, I'm Hijikata!
He's not wrong.
I know! I swear to fucking God if I have to speak like this to you two.
You can't do it as well as I can.
Fuck you.
Unfortunately, we're not on my route, so that'll have to wait. Okay, so he just looked down at the creature he killed as if remembering its existence. They have gone mad as these have gone mad as well. It seems that there's no more use for them. This is gonna be a headache to deal with.
He looked down at the corpse, his face emotionless. Then he suddenly shot a glance at the other two, frowning in clear irritation.
As for you two, drop the Hijikata and Son in the Commander Act. We need to keep a low profile. Come on! You can't be serious! Aren't our blues just a bit of a giveaway?
He was right. Even I had heard stories about a gang of cruel men in blue coats who cut people down in the streets.
You call me cruel? Come on!
However,
I'm a big fucking teddy bear here.
he's not even here.
It's still nice to be included, guys.
I knew I was better off not thinking about it too hard. Even so, in my mind swirled a pool of worries and thoughts, almost as if I was being drawn into the world before I'd even realized it. A world where there was nothing strange about conversing in the dead of night with corpses for company.
What about the bodies? There doesn't seem to be any physical abnormalities.
You don't recognize the bodies in the water.
What?
Don't recognize the bodies in the water, he said.
Yes, I heard that, but what the fuck? Hijikata-san thought for a moment before he spoke.
Just take the watch can do the rest.
That's different. I think I need to listen to that line again, but usually he says Yamazaki, to have Yamazaki deal with it, not the watch.
Huh.
I think.
Oh, wait, hold up. What?
This line in particular, I think in both versions he says have Yamazaki take care of it.
Please. Yamazaki, please.
Why? Both of them.
Yamazaki, please. Yamazaki, please. Yamazaki, please.
Why?
I couldn't do it because oh my god got in the way. I can't do it like this.
Jesus Christ.
How long has it been? 30 minutes? 38
Yes.
minutes.
Yeah.
I was still in the prologue.
This is gonna be a great playthrough. Thank you.
Ah!
Melody's suffering.
Yes, very much so.
And
Anyway, midget.
Understood. Another man cut down in the street, huh? Doing a great job, aren't we?
The man snickered.
So long as we keep our mouths shut, I don't think anyone would know we were here.
He looked directly at me, and I got this distinct feeling his words weren't for his companions. It was common for people to be murdered and killed. It was a dangerous city, after all. I knew that, of course. But still, this was frightening. People had died right in front of me.
I feel like there needs to be a yawn counter.
Oh, God. If death was such an easy thing in Kyo, I thought, then the city itself must surely be mad.
Hey, by the way, aren't you gonna thank us for saving you?
Huh? My eyes went wide when he suddenly addressed me. What do you mean, you saved me? He did have a point. Despite the threats, they had saved my life. I stood up as steadily as I could manage, brushed off some dirt on my clothes, and bowed. Thank you very much.
There's the first one of the night!
Woo! We found it!
Hey, Melody, something's missing.
What?
I know, I will do it after the prologue.
Okay.
Would you like to explain it this time, Midget?
Oh, so anytime whenever we play an Otome game just like this, and our main character says thank you or I'm sorry, we take a drink of something that isn't alcohol and that isn't an energy drink. That goes for everybody in the audience as well as anybody in the call.
Yep.
I need to refill my water.
Just realized this? I think
No.
you left. No.
I've been part of this long enough to know about. I was talking about the picture, PNG.
Oh. No, I know. I meant about the water.
Oh, shouldn't you put your avatar up there?
Yes, I'm doing it after the prologue.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Who asked about the water?
You said you didn't have water.
I said I need to refill my water.
Yes, and I'm not sure why you didn't refill before this, knowing damn well what we're doing.
Because I just came back from a jump place.
From a what?
Trampoline park.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Fuck you too.
Oh god. I apologize for not thanking you earlier. There was so much going on, I was a little confused. I glanced up at them tentatively. The man called Hajime-kun was staring at me in something resembling shock. Hajime-san? Hajime-san. It's a little weird, because we don't know, technically we don't know his last name right now.
So she later would say Saito-san, but for the time being, Hajime-san would work, I think. Or just Hajime.
Hajime-san. This is why I wish they had the honorifics.
Not just in the audio, but also in the text.
Well, the audio has it. The thing is, the text doesn't.
I'd say not just in the audio, but also in the text.
Oh, okay.
What's this?
Hijikata-san looked as though he'd taken a bite of something sour. I know it sounds strange, but he told me I should say thanks. I looked up to see the third man shaking with laughter.
Oh man, sorry, I did say that, didn't I?
He was laughing so hard that he was forced to wipe a few tears from his eyes as he straightened
Oh,
up.
that is just way too good. Oh, let's just kill him and be done with it.
God damn it. Fuck
You
you,
can't-
Okta.
Well, you're welcome. I'm Okita Soji. You're a polite one, aren't you? Can't say I hate it.
Thank you for helping me.
Drink that.
I just got back.
Good. You can partake.
Good.
Partaking the forbidden liquid.
Wait, what?
Water.
Oh.
That's a forbidden liquid.
That's a forbidden liquid. Hold on.
That's forbidden liquid. Oh Jesus. Not quite sure what else to do. I bowed again.
The one you should be thanking for saving you is Saito Hajime over here. The bossy guy over here is Shut up. What the hell do you think you're doing, Okita? He normally says Soji.
Yeah, he does normally say Soji. I gotta listen to the audio.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Okita? Sir, I understand your concerns, but we must move.
In response to Hijikata-san's stunned words, a man called Saito-san spoke with quite urgency. Now we know it's Saito.
What do you mean?
Okita-san grabbed hold of my wrist, smiled, and led me down the street. His grip was too tight to be friendly. There was no question about my situation. If I were to run, they would kill me, instantly. My life was in the hands of these strange men. I set my jaw.
No hesitation.
I set my jaw and stood up as straight as I could. My eyes met Saito-san's gaze as he looked up from the blood-stained jacket he was holding.
It would be best if we prepared for the worst. I doubt this will end well for you.
His words were like a dagger in my stomach. What would happen to me? Was I going to die? As we walked through the bleak Kyoto night, I felt terror crawl its way up my spine once more. The cause wasn't worry over what fate awaited me. I had carried on a conversation with these men, standing next to warm corpses soaked in blood. That I had been able to do such a thing terrified me. Perhaps I had also begun to go insane. Oh!
Ooh. Seven Scarlets.
I did not expect to get Kyoto Winds opening. I didn't expect it, but this is actually a brilliant move to separate the arcs.
I can't heal it.
I know you can't.
Why?
Because I don't have a proper capture card for that.
I have to use the stream audio.
Chapter 1, December 1863. I feel like that's incorrect.
Wasn't it 1864 before?
The remake said January 1864, like late January 1864.
Floor?
What?
I heard you say floor.
1864.
Yeah, there we go.
Anyway, look.
Good job.
Yeah.
Now we
Alright,
have our overlay.
Yeah!
Hey, look, it's a familiar face. Hopefully. Yay.
Oh, a second. You know it was necessary. It's always
Oh,
necessary.
that's what you were doing?
He just hit, no, not yet. Oh,
Huh?
Fade, do the thing now.
What?
What?
What I messaged you about a bit ago.
What?
Don't worry about it.
What do you mean, don't worry about it?
That's what I said. Don't worry about it.
What is it?
There it is.
Save. 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 Yay. You did everything else as well. I just... Sure.
Never let them know your next move.
Never let them
That's pretty common for me. You never know my next move.
know. This is true.
Where's the chips on my floor?
Oh, not again. Please, no. Not the saga again.
The sun chips. Why is the sun chips on my floor?
Sun's chips. Is it just a random chip or a bag?
Bag.
Okay. Was it morning?
Why is my wallet on my floor? I had that in my bag.
Oh God. What happened to me? Right. I remember.
Why is my fox totem on my floor?
What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
I can show you a picture of the fox totem.
Sure. All at once, the events of the previous night rushed back to me. This wasn't my room. My limbs were tightly bound, so all I could do was twist around like a worm on a futon.
What?
Worm! Wiggle! If I were to be allowed one wish, it would have been to wake up in the comfort of my own warm bed. If only this was just a bad dream. Those men from the night before had dragged me to their headquarters. The headquarters of the Shinsengumi. Shinsengumi, a military unit made up of Ronin, the purpose of which was to restore public order in Kyo and counteract the local anti-shogunate forces. Blah, 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 blah. Did you send a picture?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh. Fox.
It's a totem I got a long time ago. It means slyness and something else. Mischief.
Gee, I wonder why. Fits you to a T, sir.
And then there's this thing I just found.
What do you mean?
Sending now.
What will happen to me now? I sigh deeply. What is it?
Huh.
I think there's one on a necklace.
You think?
Yes. Looks cool, doesn't it?
Oh.
It was at that moment that the door slid open and a kind-looking man stepped through.
Okay, what? I found a...
Ah, I see you're finally awoken. You finally awoken. There's no way. This is no way to treat a guest of ours. Please wait. I'll loosen the ropes. All right.
Huh? He smiled as he removed my ropes. Oh God. The fuck? What? What is...
It's just a Sylvie.
No, sorry, I hate both of you at the moment. He smiled as he removed my ropes. My wrists, however, were left bound. And you are?
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Inoue Genzaburo.
Genzaburo Inoue, captain of the Shinsengumi 6th Division. He studied swordsmanship with Kondo-san, Hijikata-san, and Okita-san. He is sometimes referred to as Gen by his close friends.
Gen.
Gen. Gen-san.
Yeah. Gensan.
Gen-san.
Gensan.
Thank you, Inoue-san. Drink.
Yep. Now,
By the way,
if you would follow me.
By the way, did you see the thing I just sent?
Yes.
I did not.
What is that? Or did you just?
It looks like an obelisk, and I think you ought to put that back where you found it, sir.
On the floor?
Wherever it was before it went on your floor. That looked like a particular obelisk.
What do you mean?
Technology in the 90s, it's broken. Have you tried smacking the shit out of it? Which is absolutely true. Hey, they have been discussing what to do with you since this morning. For now, they've decided to hear exactly what you saw last night.
I understand.
I nodded curtly and struggled to stand, my body sore from being bound up all night. Inoue-san treated me with something like courtesy, but it was clear that I was in a lesser position. He must have been able to guess my thoughts, however, because he smiled at me.
I know they seem scary, but they're good men. You don't need to worry. If y'all would stop talking about school starting, that'd be great. We also have a pair of children that are going to be going to school soon as well.
Oh, right.
And one is starting kindergarten.
Hooray! Even at home, I heard rumors about the vicious Shinsengumi. It was hard to imagine that the people in charge of such an organization were good men.
If the youngest, Todo-kun, is about your age, or perhaps slightly older. And there's a pair named Nagakura and Harada who are very lively, so you'll be fine.
Despite Inoue-san's reassurances, it was difficult for me to trust his words.
Pardon the intrusion.
I entered the room Inoue-san led me to. The leaders of the Shinsengumi were waiting for me. Their eyes dug into me like knives. I froze.
Ah. Ohayo gozaimasu. Did you sleep well?
I feel like Okita would say Ohio.
Ohio. Did you sleep well?
Ohio.
I can't say it was comfortable. I can't say it was
what? I can't say it was comfortable. What?
I can't say it was It was a comfortable night.
Oh God.
Hey, there was a slight misspelling or punctuation error, I guess. I don't know.
A word is missing, is what it is.
I can't say it was a comfortable night.
That's so? Because when I went to have a look at you earlier, I poked and poked, but you wouldn't wake up. You were knocked out cold, all snug and cozy. He's teasing you. Soji didn't go anywhere near your room.
I silently stared at Okita-san. Soji Okita, captain of the Shinsengumi's 1st Division. His brilliant prowess as a swordsman was developed by training with Kondo-san and Hijikata-san. Soji is a sword genius. Is basically all you need to know. With his grin still plastered along his face, he glanced over at Saito-san. Hajime Saito, captain of the 3rd Division of the Shinsengumi. He wields his sword in his left hand and fights with incredible skill. Also, sometimes only has one brain cell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey Saito, there's a sword shop over there.
Hey, Saito.
Where?
I see some food over there.
You're trying to bribe me with food.
It has
Is it
tofu
walkie?
in it.
It's tofu.
And he's gone.
もう少しこの子の反応を見たかったんだけどな。はじめくんもひどいよね。
I just wanted to see this kid squirm a little. Not very nice of you, Hajime-kun, calling me out like that.
Guilty.
You're the one who's not very nice, not Saito-san.
おいてめえら。
Hey, shut your mouths,
叩い
all
てん
of
じゃね
you.
え。
Hijikata-san's voice broke no further insubordination. Okuta-san shrugged, smiling with narrowed eyes, and fell silent. Toshizo Hijikata, the commander of the Shinsengumi. He is Kondo-san's longtime friend and helped him form the Shinsengumi in Kyo. Kondo-san calls him Toshi.
The fandom calls me poster boy.
Of course, poster boy.
でさ、土方さん。
Hesuke.
そいつが目
So, Hijikata-san? Is that this is the witness?
Actually, that is correct.
Yeah, because I have the honorific stuff as well.
No, I mean the sentence. The man who spoke looked particularly young, more like a boy than a man.
I'm not a boy!
Maybe
I'm definitely a man. Look at these muscles right here. Yeah, keep dreaming, kid.
maybe this was Todo-san, the youngest Shinsengumi captain that Inoue-san had described to me. Hesuke Todo, captain of the Shinsengumi's 8th Division. He is the youngest captain and is known for being particularly energetic.
He's got corgi energy.
Cheerful daffodil.
Yeah.
Also,
I would know about Hesuke having corgi energy because there's one downstairs.
There sure is.
Yep.
Also, Todo is not highlighted.
Huh.
That's sick. That's bad.
I'd
Toto
imagine-
should be highlighted.
Yeah. I'd
No,
imagine-
you could just call me Hesuke.
Okay, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
I'd imagine the leaders of the Shinsengumi to be older, maybe even middle-aged men, but most of their faces were still blessed with youth. In fact, one might even confuse them at first glance for a gang of young thugs.
I mean, I see one.
He's skin and bones, isn't he? He's obviously still a kid. What? That's still Hesuke?
Yes, that's still Hesuke. I zoomed in on him.
Oh, okay, that's. But then again, I thought Hada or Senpachi was next.
Nah.
He's skin and bones, isn't he? He's obviously still a kid.
お前がガキとか言うなよ、ヘイスケ。
You calling him a kid, Hesuke?
I think that's actually Senpachi.
You call him a kid, Hesuke?
だな。世間様から見りゃ、
What he
ヘイ
said.
スケもこいつも似たようなもん
To
だろう。
anybody else, I'd say, I bet you two look like a sad pair of scrawny little brats. Okay, I feel like the brats was more Nagakura than it is Hatada.
Sorry, I
It-
have the volume low. I can't hear it.
If only that mouths were moving, it would be much easier.
I'm the only one who gets to call him out on being scrawny punched. I'm the only one who gets to call him out on being scrawny punched because I'm a mature adult and all.
立派な大人って。まあ、シンパチが言っても
Mature
説得力も
adult?
何もねえがな。
Anything that comes out of your mouth is basically nonsense, Senpachi.
Two nearby men replied to Toldo-san with a very mocking but light-hearted tones. I somewhat recall Inoue-san's description of the two lively members. His mention of them was brief, but seeing them in person I could see what he meant. He said the short-haired one was Nagakura-san, and the other, with longer hair, was Harada-san. Shinpachi Nagakura, the captain of the Shinsengumi 2nd Division. He is a skilled swordsman, he is upbeat and cheerful, and he frequently helps raise the morale of the men in his command.
Oh, yeah, right.
Sanosuke Harada, captain of the Shinsengumi's 10th Division. He is very skilled with his spear, which is his weapon of choice. There's a scar on his stomach from an attempted suicide.
Yeah, and if you can believe it, I work fast.
Fuck
And you know exactly what that's
fuck does that
referencing.
mean?
Oh, just what happens at the end of his route. At least that I got to experience in OG.
Oh, not even the end. That wasn't even in the end of his route. That was near the end of his route.
Lay off, you grumpy old bastards. The hell I will, kid. You think you can get away with talking to us like that? Besides, I'm hardly mature enough to be called old. Besides, I'm hardly mature enough to be called old. Sapachi maybe, but not me. Sano, you son of a bitch! I thought we were friends! Come on, Sin. Wait. Come on, Senpachi-san. Wouldn't an adult get so worked up over something like that?
They were throwing jokes back and forth, but their eyes stayed locked onto me. Still, the way they looked at me held something aside from curiosity, like a feeling of animosity. Curiosity, animosity. Why
what?
did it
Any curiosity.
Despite their cheerful levity, they had not forgiven my presence among them. Suddenly, I wanted very much to go home. I wanted to leave this place and never return.
Kid, you are home now.
My chest tightened and I hung my head.
I apologize for all this frightening behavior. Please don't let the men unsettle you.
Oh.
Peanut butter.
His voice was calm and warm, and I felt myself relax, even if only a little bit.
Are you serious? You're the scariest out of the bunch, Sonnen.
I think he says Sanan-san.
Sonnen, yes. You're the scariest out of us all, Sonnen-san.
Keisuke Sanan, a colonel in the Shinsengumi. He acts primarily as a consultant to the chief of the Shinsengumi, Isami Kondo. Or, you know, the other way that you could read his name, Keisuke Yamanami. But I think it's Sanan is more preferred, or that he used. The rest of the men nodded solemnly in agreement about Sanan being scary as fuck. Was this person truly that frightening?
Yes. Oh, how crude. I can understand their feelings, but for our demon of a commander to say it is so as well. Ew, it's up to me to hold the integrity of the Shinsengumi to our highest standard. Weren't you the one who set such standards, Hijikata?
I forget if it's Kuno-san.
Is he younger?
Let me go check real quick.
Oh my god.
Where is the thingy? Where is that timeline? Hold on. shelter. Sana is 2 years older.
Ah. Weren't you the one who set such standards, Hijikata-kun?
確かに決めたのは俺だ。今はそんなことやって
True,
る時
I
じゃねえ。
did. But now isn't the time to be talking about this.
Hijikata-san and the man called Sanan-san exchanged faint smiles.
トシと三男君は相変わらず仲が良いな。
You're lucky to have a friend like Sanan-san, Toshi.
Hijikata-san and Sanan-san's exchange sounded somewhat tense to me and not exactly friendly. Still, the man who spoke had certainly sounded as though he thought that they were friends.
あ
Oh, my apologies. I haven't introduced myself yet. I am Isami Kondo, chief of the Shinsengumi.
Isami Kondo, one of the founders of the Shinsengumi, an organization created to help keep the peace in Kyo. He is originally from Edo. And as for what region of Edo is Hino, I believe? Tama, I can't remember.
When you say chief, do you mean to say you're the most important man in the Shinsengumi?
What? We're all important here. I wouldn't call myself the most important. It's more accurate to say I represent everyone.
それからそこのトシが副長で、横にいる三男君は総長を務めていて、
Toshi over there is the commander, and Sanan-san is our colonel.
いや、近藤さん。なんでいろいろ教えてやってんだよ、あんたは。
Kondo-san, why are you telling him all this?
まさ
Why? Do you think that's a bad idea?
情報を与える必要がないんだったら
Well, it's probably better not to tell him more than he needs to know.
わざわざ教えてやる義理はないと思うけど。
Why bother anyway? We don't need owe him anything anyway.
確かにそうなんだが、紹介しないことには話が進まんだろう。
You all raise good points, but how about how can we talk without introducing ourselves?
Harada-san laughed at how flustered Kondo-san seemed. He proceeded to smooth things over.
ま、ここまで来たら知られて困ることもねえけどな。
True. We already brought him here. It's not like telling him our name will hurt us.
Kondo-san had looked rather disappointed when Hijikata-san spoke, but he perked up at Harada-san's words. Watching this exchange, it was easy to see that this man was well liked around here. He had a sort of charisma that simply drew you in, a man who was impossible to hate.
さて、本題に入ろう。
Well, let's get back to the issue at hand. Can you give me a full report of last night?
はい。昨晩今日の都を夜間巡察中。
Last night we were on patrol when we encountered some wandering running. They drew steel, so we fought.
一部の大使らが老子を無力化しましたが、その
Some of our men have subdued the Ronin, but in doing so exposed their failure to this person.
As he finished, Saito-san glanced at me.
I didn't see anything.
Even with my immediate denial, Hijikata-san continued to stare at me harshly. Saito-san remained expressionless, and the grin on Okita-san's face didn't change.
なあ、お前本当に何も見てないのか？
Hey, you! You sure you didn't see anything?
I didn't see anything.
見てないんならいいんだ。
Really? Well, if that's true, then I don't see what the problem is.
当時の話じゃ、お前が大使どもを助けてくれたって話だったな。
Hold on a minute. I think Soji said you helped out some of our men or something.
No, that's not true.
I glanced over at Okita-san, but his smile remained. Whatever he was thinking was a mystery to me.
He's giggling.
Yes.
I was running away from the Ronin. Then some people with Shinsengumi uniforms appeared. I was the one being rescued, if anything.
Then that means you saw them slicing up those Ronin, right?
I couldn't deny that. But staying silent was tantamount to agreeing.
So, in other words, you actually saw everything from start to finish. You got an honest heart. Not really a bad thing, but...
He trailed off. He seemed to be implying that my presence there was inconvenient for them, so they had no choice but to kill me. My voice shook, but I knew I had to say something.
I won't tell anyone.
Since you say you were attacked by mere chance, it seems unlikely that you are an enemy of ours, but... Despite your good intentions, you could be taken for interrogation. Could you handle torture?
His voice was still warm, but his words were cold, and they hammered in the reality of my situation.
Staying quiet isn't so easy, but if you were captured... Staying quiet is easy, but if you were captured, you would have no loyalty to use to us or our secrets. Yeah, we have no guarantee you'll keep your mouth shut. Wouldn't be very smart to just let you go. Let's just kill him. You want to keep someone quiet? That's the only way. That's the only sure way.
But
hey, don't be so cold, Soji. What do we gain by murdering a civilian? Nah, don't give me that look. I was just kidding. Sure he was. Perhaps it should have sounded like you were.
So you fucking laugh. God damn it, Soji. After being rebuked by Saito-san, Okita-san gave a playful smile.
But surely there must be something we can do. After all, we are talking about a child here.
I got pull, baby.
Okay.
BRB time.
Hello? Midget, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Was that actually you? Or was
Yeah.
that... Is that a sound... Or was that soundboard?
That wasn't the sound effect.
Okay. I was say, fuck you.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
What do you mean, oh, nothing?
Don't
Nothing.
worry. Don't worry about it. White Melody?
It just has to do with Discord, and I ended up getting a message. Somebody thought that, you know, I was messing with the soundboard and, you know,
Oh, Jesus.
I mean...
did this.
Yeah, that explains the fuck you I heard.
Oh, no.
After all, we are talking about a child. Don't forget to get rid of BRB. Okay. I've no wish to kill him either, but if he were to carelessly speak, it would spell nothing but trouble. I could read the text better in the stream than I can over Discord. Well then, I would like to hear the commander's opinion. What do you say, Commander Hijikata?
That's new.
I
think it's just say Hijikata-kun.
What do you say, Hijikata-kun?
Hijikata-san heaved a deep sigh.
Last night, we killed members who broke our code. This kid shouldn't have been involved at all. I imagine that puts an end to the matter for you. Well, he probably saw something, but I doubt he really understands what it was. Even so, this is serious. We gotta keep this under wraps. It'd be a real pain if rumors break out that soldiers of the Shinsengumi have gone crazy for blood.
Shinpachi.
Senpachi.
That's so incorrect.
It should be Nagakura, huh?
Yeah. Really should be, because Chizuru always refers to them by last name unless otherwise stated. Nagakura-san's words made sense to everyone. Hijikata-san's face looked grim.
Hey, watch your mouth. All I said was we killed members who broke our code. Nothing more. Well, it doesn't change the fact that the kid saw something. I think Soji has made a point. But still, I'll do whatever Hijikata-san and Kondo-san tell me to do. I think we ought to let him go. He doesn't know everything, you know? Like, why they went crazy for blood in the first place?
Why they went crazy for blood?
I couldn't help but wonder aloud, and the room shifted into an icy silence.
Esuke, don't run your mouth. Ah, shit. I feel like that would all... Ah, my bad.
That oh shit was kind of perfect though.
Shit. Uh-oh. Well, this is gonna make it even harder for us to simply let you go. I feel like with him teasing
He
it
would.
like that.
He fucking would. He would. Fucking cat bastard would.
Wait. I got it. Don't worry.
Fuck you, Okuta. Thank you.
That button is gonna be so abused.
Oh, so abused.
A man should always be ready to face death. make peace with yours.
A man? Of course, they still believe me to be a boy.
All you gotta do is just show off your chest.
Fucking damn it. Ah, don't even. With everything else that had happened, I'd completely forgotten how I was dressed.
確かに潔く死ぬのも男の道だな。俺も若い頃は切腹したし。
True. Men should have a clean, honorable death. When I was young, I cut myself open too. See?
佐野の場合まだ生きてるけどな。
It didn't really stick with them though, did it, Sano?
Their jokes had a disturbing ring to them.
結論も出ないことですし、一旦部屋に戻して。
Commander, since we can't seem to reach a consensus, may I send him back to his room? If he were to hear something he shouldn't while here, then we'd have no choice but to kill him.
He was right. If I remained with them, then I could easily hear something I wasn't supposed to. I didn't think he'd mention it for my sake, but rather as a possible concern for their group. I was still relieved he brought it up.
Let's do that. Besides, there's something I want to look into. I agree. There are too many careless men here. Hey, whoa, what are you looking at me for? Yeah! Come on, son. Why are you looking at me like that for? Pretty obvious. That ought to be pretty obvious. We're all guilty of being careless. Especially you, Hesuke. What? Back off! It was just a...
What? You cut out, damn.
Oh. What? Back off! It was just a mistake, alright?
I could hear Todo-san's voice rise as everyone turned to look at him.
His voice rose so much that it cut out of the mic.
He looked at them for a bit, then turned to me and mumbled in a voice I could barely hear.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't exactly brush off his mistake, given that my life was at stake. But still, his apology was genuine, so I nodded curtly.
Alright, Saito. Take care of the kid. Noted. Follow me.
Alright.
Annex has been unlocked!
Hey!
Yay!
I wish I had the grunt birthday sound.
What?
It's kind of like the yay from the game grotto, but a little bit different. I like it a little bit better.
After returning to my room, I spent some time reflecting upon my situation, my hands still bound. The rumors spoke of the Shinsengumi as vicious men, but they seemed more human to me. We are not killers, but to protect our code, we must bring death. Or so I felt from their attitudes.
If I stay here quietly, they'll kill me. But I don't know if I can convince them to spare me.
Just as I had no loyalty to them, they had no loyalty to me.
Oh, but now that I think about it...
They mentioned a man must always be ready to face death, so they must still be mistaking me for one. Would it change how they saw me if I told them I was actually a girl?
Yes.
But this could just as easily backfire. It was possible they simply wouldn't care less about my gender. What should I do? Hey, this is a perfect time to save.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to save. And then save again. Because it's pointless to go through all of that twice or more.
Yeah.
What should I do? It's
So
escape.
Fade, finding their way to escape or attempt to explain. Fade, what do you think?
Explain.
Oh, okay. Well, the correct answer in this situation is trying to escape.
Woo! Selection. Find a way to escape.
Whoa!
Whoa?
I was going for the Gen 5 sound whenever you select something.
What? That has a sound?
It's like, well,
Well.
something like that.
Well.
No, I'm gonna be obsessed with this sound now. I had to try and escape. The situation wouldn't improve as long as I stayed in this room. Fortunately, they hadn't bothered to tie me up completely again, only my hands were bound. That would slow me down, but so long as I could move my legs, I stood a chance.
Alright, now what the exit is...
I cast my memory back to when they'd brought me into the building the night before.
Right, I'm sure it'll work out.
I stood up, holding my breath. I edged toward the door. I knew it was rude, but I had no choice but to try and open the sliding door with my toe. But I was almost there when suddenly the door flew open all on its own, revealing...
No!
What?
I stumbled straight into Kondo-san.
Oh my. Well, that was rather bold of you. You were looking to escape, I assume.
勝手に動いては困りますね。君の身が余計に危うくなるだけですよ。
Attempting to escape was unwise. It will only make your situation more difficult.
His voice was calm and unfriendly, but his eyes were frigid and calculating. Too late I realized why they hadn't bothered to tie me up again. They'd been watching me to see what course of action I would end up taking.
逃げれば切る。俺は確かに
I told you once, and I won't do it again. Run, and I'll gut you.
Midget did it.
What did I do?
What'd he do?
Sorry, but now we gotta kill ya. Can't trust a kid who can't keep a promise.
Okita-san smiled. He didn't look very sorry. Fuck you, Okita.
What do you think?
Let me think.
Fade, what does our femtagonist do?
Stayed.
He says stay.
Stayed? Wait.
The correct answer for this is... last chance.
Stayed.
I
Run for it!
no decision.
Ah, fuck. That was the second thing.
This is actually a point for Hijikata, believe it or not.
Ah, fuck. Alright, run for it! I had no choice but to run. If I was going to die anyway, then I had nothing to lose by trying to escape. Slipping around a stunned Kondo-san, I took off down the hallway.
お前な、本気で逃げ出せるとでも思ったのか。
Do you really think you can escape?
He snatched me up in one smooth motion and threw me over his shoulder.
Help.
Help
me. Help me.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
She is a cat.
Let me go!
話したら逃げるんだろうがこのアホ。
You think I'm stupid? You'll just try to run.
But I don't want to die. And there's something I have to do.
And what's that? What's so important that a girl would need to put on a shitty disguise as a man?
Huh? Did he just say girl? When I stopped flapping my arms and legs, Hijikata-san put me back down on the floor.
Hijikata-san.
I looked up at Hijikata-san and he did not seem happy at all.
No way.
Did you just say girl?
As I hesitantly repeated the word, Sanan-san nodded to himself as if realizing something. No fucking way it took Sanan this long.
Okay, this calls for it.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Why?
I see. Then you really were a girl.
Okay, good. He knew. He just needed confirmation.
Ah, come on. You thought putting on a pair of pants was going to fool us? Even an idiot could tell. Not necessarily.
Did all of you know from the start?
Was my disguise that bad? I wasn't quite sure what to think.
Oh, Isami Kondo, you fool! That's just the shame of a lifetime. How could I have not realized?
Well,
He is truly beside himself.
perhaps they hadn't all known.
His reaction put me somewhat at ease.
Oh, you almost got killed for whatever it is. Maybe it's time you spilled your guts. Got it?
Literally.
Wait.
This is a lot of the use of the words guts that I've
Guts.
seen. I don't remember.
That's a lot of guts.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You got
of
a
guts.
lot of guts, kid.
A lot of guts.
Butterfly.
I looked back at him and nodded. And so there I was, once more surrounded by the leaders of the Shinsengumi.
I noticed that you were rather slim and your features were quite soft, but to think that you were a lady this whole time?
Kondo-san was nodding his head repeatedly as if he were agreeing with a very intelligent suggestion. For him to
Look at this. 3 reasons to try interactive stories. Variety of genres, there's something for everyone to taste. Personalized narratives, each choice you make creates new story. Active engagement, decisions directly impact the story, keeping you deeply involved. I wonder what Otome games do!
For him to notice the softness of my features, it was a bit embarrassing to be complimented so directly. Yes?
I blame chicken nuggets.
What?
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 Chicken nuggets?
Chicken nuggets.
Chimkin nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Chimkin.
Chimkin nuggets.
Okay, this one's a good one. Oh my god. Once you know she's a girl, she really doesn't look like a boy at all, does she? Oh, wait, just you wait, Hesuke. So we bound her and left her for the whole night? Oh dear.
でもよ、女だ女だって言うが別に証拠はないんだろ。
Well, she claims to be a girl, but it's not like we have any actual proof, right?
Proof?
証拠も何も一目瞭然だろうが。なんなら脱がせてみるか?
Proof? Really? Not obvious enough for you, huh? Alright, how about I strip her down? Damn it!
Wait, what?
No, you will absolutely not! I suggest the thing is preposterous!
That's hot enough for you.
だがな、それが一番手っ取り早いと思ったんだ。無理にとは言わないがな。
I just figured it was the quickest way to settle the question, but I won't force it.
でもよ、本当に女だって言うなら殺しちまうのも忍びねえよな。
Well, if you really are a girl, then killing it would just feel kind of wrong.
何甘いこと言ってるんだ。男だろうが女だろうが。
Why are you so naive? Man or woman, if we have to kill her, then she dies.
Gender equality.
ですが、女性に限らず、そもそも人を殺すのは忍びないことです。
Exactly. However, gender is irrelevant. Killing in general is wrong. We were organized to protect the citizens of Kyo. We should not be murdering civilians in cold blood.
Yes, we should be murdering the other people who are not civilians.
In the end, boy or girl, if she's a threat to the peace, then that's a different story.
This line was changed. I think he said something along the lines of that's a horse of a different color. I think that's what he said before.
Oh, remake.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
No, even in the remake, I think. I can't fucking remember. It's been a long time. The Shinsengumi suffered from a very gruesome reputation in Kyo. If rumors spread that their men were thirsty for blood, things weren't likely to go well for them. It would become harder and harder for them to operate. With no one to protect the people, the city would erupt into chaos. They were all acutely aware of this.
悪いが、お前の荷物を改めさせてもらった。
Sorry, but I looked through your belongings.
どうやら江戸からここまで一人で来たみてえだな。
It looks like you came all the way from Edo by yourself.
荷物はわずかな着替えと
There wasn't much on you. Some clothing, some pocket change, a few letters, and this kodachi.
手紙には幕府御殿医の松本良順の名前。
One of the letters was from Ryojun Matsumoto, a shogunate doctor. I'm guessing you saw him.
お前の目的は何だ?
What are you here for, Chizuru Yukimura?
Hold on. No, I'm not gonna fuck with that right now. The minute my name was spoken, the atmosphere in the room shifted. Everyone wore a stunned expression, eyes wide, and no words were uttered until...
I think the whole expression around the room was... Wait, Hijikata's... that name? What do I say here? Hijikata-san? Okay, hey, now this can't be a coincidence. Now wait a moment. We should hear her out before judging. Will you tell us your side of the story? Thank you, Kondo!
Kondo-san! Thinking about us. At Kondo-san's behest, I spoke.
My name is Chizuru Yukimura.
Under the watchful eyes of the leaders, I described how I came to face them. how I lived in Edo, how I'd come to Kyoto to find my father, who I hadn't heard from in some time.
Then you're from Edo as well, and you came all the way to Kyoto to find your father. So, who is your father? I think it should be obvious.
My father is Kodo Yukimura, a doctor of Western medicine.
Western doctor, during the Edo period, refers to a doctor who primarily focused on treatments derived from studies of imported Western medical texts, as opposed to traditional medicine.
Damn
it.
Now I get it.
What are you talking about?
The handwriting from within the letter does match, indeed match Kodo's, but to think you were Kodo's daughter.
You know my father?
I couldn't quite place their expressions. The heavy silence continued, and it seemed they were at a loss as to what to say, until Hijikata-san broke it.
How much do you know?
How much?
There's no point lying to us now. Out with it. What the hell are you doing in Kyoto?
I just came to look for my father. I swear I don't know anything else.
You came to see, fully aware of what your father, Kodo, is doing.
I was only aware of my father being killed for his work as a doctor, but I haven't seen him since last summer. That's all I know.
Hijikata-kun. She truly might not know anything.
So, what do you know about my father? Where is he right now? Please tell me!
The Shinigami is currently attempting to determine. What the fuck do you want? Oh, webtoon.
Oh.
180. Yay!
Would you like to do the line again?
The Shinigami is currently attempting to determine his whereabouts.
You're after my father? So this means...
Oh no, you got it wrong. We're not after him.
I see.
A huge wave of relief came over me.
He's a fellow supporter of the shogunate, but he actually went missing last summer. There's a reasonable chance that the enemies of the shogunate have identified him as. There's a reasonable chance that the enemies of the shogunate have identified him as a threat.
Seeing how my eyes widened in shock, Saito-san elaborated.
It is highly likely that he's alive. Doctors in Western medicine are quite rare.
I could only nod. I was so upset I didn't know what to say. My heart felt like it was about to burst out of my chest.
Kono-san, what do you make of the situation? Would it be in our best interest to help her, seeing as we're all looking for the same person? What exactly do you mean help her? I only mean to say that we should cooperate with her until we find Kodo. With her assistance, I'm sure our chances of locating Kodo will increase dramatically.
Huh?
私たちがいくら探しても姿形を変えられてしまっては見抜くことは難しい。
Looking for him ourselves may prove fruitless. If he's in the sky, spotting him will be difficult.
ですが、コードーさんの娘である君ならば、
You are his daughter, however. You ought to recognize him no matter how he may have disguised himself, yes?
Yes, of course. I nodded and Sanan-san smiled gently at me.
Besides, having her stay with us may prove beneficial. What do you say, Toshi? I agree with Sanan-san. It turns out that she doesn't know anything after all, then.
It's true. All I know is that my father headed to Kyo, but I don't know anything else. And about last night, I didn't see anything.
Well, if she is his daughter, we can't really kill her, can we?
He mumbled, visibly annoyed. His eyes narrowed as he looked down at me.
If you promise to keep last night a secret, we'll let you stay until we find your father. I promise that the Shinsengumi will do whatever they can to help you find your father.
Thank you so much.
Drink!
Yep.
It's been a while.
Yes, indeed.
I'd never imagined something like this. I was elated to have escaped death. Not only had I survived, but I'd found my first decent lead.
You must be glad we won't be killing you, huh? Well, not just yet, at any rate. God damn it, Sochi.
Fuck you, Okta. He gave me that same wolfish grin. There was no denying that my situation was still less than desirable, but it didn't matter for now.
Wolfish grin, huh? Rawr.
That. Why?
That's absolutely a character for him.
I'm glad.
Against all odds, at last, I'd found help where I'd never have expected it. The Shinsengumi. My first day in Kyo was quite the adventure, but my fortune was improving. I still had a long way to go, but staying positive was my only hope.
Yukimura-kun, yokatta ne. Korekara wa yoroshiku tanamu yo.
Aren't you relieved, Yukimura-kun? It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for me as well.
Drink, if you couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
You had to say it in the middle of my line for some reason.
I'm not apologizing. Again, what there being a lady after all, I'm not quite sure that our all-male household is equipped for her needs. You bring up a good point. What would you have me do?
Kondo-san crossed his arms and thought deeply.
Should you require anything, you only need to ask. We will do what we can to accommodate you.
Thank you.
Drink.
Nom nom nom.
まあ女の子となりゃ手厚くもてなさんといかんよな。
No.
You're always nice to the lady, Shinpatsu. Well, I guess we'll have to be nicer to you now that we know you're a girl. You're always so nice to the lady, Shinpatsu. Still, changed your tune awfully quick, didn't ya? Whatever. Having a lady here at the compound is sure gonna brighten things up, won't it?
Headquarters. The headquarters of the Shinsengumi. It was located in the Mibu area, and it was where members lived and took their meals. Also referred to as the compound. Me? Brighten things up? That didn't sound likely.
とはいえ、ここでは女性として扱うのは難しそうです。
Huh. That being said, having a lady here might create some issues. She's not a soldier, so we can't expect to treat her as such.
なら誰かの交渉にすりゃいいだろう。近藤さんとか三男さんとか。
Then make her want a page or something. Want an assistant, Kondo-san? What about you, Sana-san?
Page, an assistant to a samurai or noble, traditionally a young man.
やだな、土方さん。そういう時は言い出しっぺが責任取らなくて。
Ah, come on, Hijikata-san. It was your idea, so you just can't pawn her off on someone else. Ah, excellent. We can entrust her to Toshi. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, well, there you have it, Hijikata-kun. I hope you'll take good care of her. Wait, hold on. You can't just decide on this like that.
As I watched their back and forth, some of my earlier relief began to ebb away. And this was how the Shinsengumi came to look after me. What is the next date on the next part? 1864 January. Okay, I don't know what the dates are anymore. I'm confused and I need to ask Koto. I need to know which is the correct date. Mid-January 1864. I am so confused. Next time Koto is streamed, I gotta ask her, did she play already? And to please explain which dates are which. Oh. Save.
I could go for another hour, quite honestly. This is great.
I was gonna suggest that at the end we would read Haruka's version. Just for shits and giggles.
Sure.
At least that part, anyway. Because it's interesting, and everybody's in an ad void right now.
Yeah.
Don't let that pass.
This chocolate on mine.
Eh?
I'm getting a chocolate ad.
What kind of chocolate ad?
Kinder.
Oh.
Now I'm getting a Chipotle ad.
Oh, yeah. I don't like Chipotle.
How dare you? That's understandable.
I've never had Chipotle either, so I can't form an informed opinion.
I think I've had it once, and then I'm like, no.
Which kind? There's different kinds.
Eh?
There's different kinds of Chipotle. Now
Like
I'm getting
the
a workout.
fucking chain. The chain.
Oh, the restaurant itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Now I'm
had it
getting a
once, never again.
I'm getting a workout ad.
What the fuck?
All that food and then workout.
Yep. Food, workout. Food, workout.
Okay, ad done. Ad's hell's done.
Alright, the ad board is done, everybody. She'll be back. How much longer do we want to go through with this?
I mean, are we watching anime tonight?
Yes.
What anime are we watching? Hey, since Sailor Moon...
It's, oh god.
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yes. My brain.
Hey, since Sailor Moon Crystal is off the list, can we add something to the list now?
No, because Classic's still on there.
But Crystal is not.
Yeah, it was off the list already. We were just waiting for Cosmos to get added. So we watched Hakusho in the meantime. But now it's back to Hakusho.
Yeah.
And I'm still dreading the tournament.
I still want you to watch To Your Eternity.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Today is Dom DeLuise's birthday.
Huh?
Huh?
He was in quite a number of things. Let's see. He was that old bum named Fagin in Oliver and Company. He played the sidekick dog in All Dogs Go to Heaven. He was the troll in Central Park. He played the fucking Goosela Goop in Dexter's Laboratory.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember this. Then again, I don't remember Dexter a lot. I was young.
Indeed.
I remember watching it, but I don't remember watching it.
You know you watched it, but you don't remember a damn thing about it.
I remember some things, but whatever the fuck you just said, I don't remember at all.
So the stream's ending?
Hold on, I found something for Lucy.
What do you mean you found something for Lucy?
What do you mean you found something for Lucy?
Let me just go here.
I'm scared.
I am too.
You said it at the same time again.
I know. Why are we sharing brain cells?
I don't know. We just share brain cells. Brain
There
cell
we
gets
go.
passed around.
There we go.
Oh god.
Oh no. Are you kidding?
Ah, I see. So Chicago has that as well.
I like how he just said "oh god" at the same time.
So do we want to continue or do we want to read bullshit?
I am perfectly okay with either.
Fuck you, Octa. Go spin a wheel.
Time to spin a wheel.
When we come to this, it's time for magical wheel.
The wheel
of
names. Fate.
The wheel of fate.
I just said that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the. I went on the wrong keyboard.
What?
What?
Oh, actually, I can just
Oh.
this. Do that.
All right, let me just go ahead and hop back over here. Share the screen.
I'm scared.
I can't see it, so.
Okay, I guess you're gonna have to take my word for it.
Fate is proof.
Is he though?
Haruka Chizuru.
Okay. Whoever gets 3 wins.
Okay, let's go.
Chizuru's got 1 point. Fuck you, claps.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, Haruka's got 1 point. He's doing the wheel thing.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Oh, Haruka's got a 2nd point.
Oh.
What is this for again?
don't care. We're doing Hanukkah bullshit.
All right, Hanukkah
Wins
bullshit.
Hakuo wins by landslide. She's the only
Really?
one.
She did. It was Shizunu 1, Hanukkah 3.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
Exact order.
If Jesus. Okay, if that's the case, I gotta.
Why were you looking at voice actress?
Huh?
I wasn't.
What?
Midget.
This is honorifics.
Midget.
It was. It was honorifics in Hakuoki.
Alright, hold on. Let me. Which one is it? Is it this one? Is this the Is this the setup? Oh, it is. Ah! There we go. No, I'm in a rainbow void now.
That doesn't. That's more of a Cheezler thing.
There we go.
There we go. How does the rainbow void look?
Looks pretty good.
Woo!
I'm also looking with both screens.
Both. Oh, right. Ah!
Damn it!
Oh God. Okay. We're in the rainbows. In the rainbow thing. All right. So,
let me.
We're reading chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
And then I get sparked energy by Dunkin' Donuts.
I am going to get rid of a couple of these things.
I'm gonna stop streaming that thing because there's no point.
There really isn't.
I guess. What do I call the stream now?
I have no idea.
Reading.
We're still going?
Yep.
Yeah.
Haruka story.
We're just reading Hakuoki Alter.
Hakuoki.
And put it under, I guess.
Tritty Bleen.
I guess we're putting on under just chatting.
Sure.
Midget, do you remember this? Tritty Bleen.
What does that sound like? Do it again.
Tritty Bleen.
The only thing that comes to mind is Buy Fantasy Flan. Which that is from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah! That's where my brain was going, I think.
Well, you are wrong.
Am I wrong?
It is actually an old animation. I can't. Hold on, I'm putting it up now.
You're what?
Here's a hint. Button mash.
Button mash?
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Yeah.
I watched it a long time ago. It was an MLP thing.
Button.
Yes.
Oh!
And she
remembers.
remembers.
My memory, sort of.
And she remembers.
I kind of remember. It's been a very fucking long time, sir.
He has a spinning
I know what he looks like. Because that was one of Shady Vox's roles in a fan-made thing. So fuck off.
Therefore, this has to be either Spike or Discord.
God damn it.
You know what's funny? I just immediately thought of it, but no reason at all. He just popped up into my mind. Try to bleed.
Oh,
okay, let's get this rolling. Late January 1864. Haruka and Shota were sitting on the side of the common room between Kondo-san, Sanan-san, and Hijikata-san, and the captain she's become familiar with during the Serizawa incidents. All she was told was that there was a witness to last night's events. Some Furies had escaped Hijikata-san, Saito-san, and Okita-san had gone patrol to look for them. Unfortunately, they had killed some Ronin and were hacking them to pieces. That was when the witness was noticed by one of them, about to be attacked. When Saito-san arrived and killed them all. Soon after, Okita-san and Hijikata-san joined Saito-san, and eventually the witness was brought to Miyagi late at night. Now they were just waiting for Inoue-san to bring them to the common room. Haruka looked over at Hijikata-san.
You're saying they saw them?
I'm saying they could have. Not sure what they saw. Hey, they certainly saw Hajime-kun cut someone down. Saito-san just tried his best to ignore Ikita-san's comment.
So you say. I do want to hear what they have to say before anything is decided, though.
But it's just a kid, right? Did we have to bring him here? Child or not, we need to know what they saw. Soon the door was slid open in front of Inoue-san. Was a young person in a pink kimono and gray hakima. Both Haruka and Shoto's eyes widened. This was...
Chizuru?
The young person's brown eyes widened in surprise when she saw Haruka-kun.
Shinomi-san?
Hijikata's eyes narrowed to Haruka. You know them? Haruka looked at Hijikata before focusing back on Chizuru.
I thought I told you not to come here.
I couldn't just stay in Neto by myself.
You don't know...
Haruka's eyes narrowed.
You don't know what you got yourself into.
Lucy said accurate!
What? Lucy said what?
He said accurate!
Oh, no.
Shinomi-kun? Who are they?
No, she said accurate, including tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Well...
Shinomi-kun, who are they?
Well, they are Kodo's daughter.
The room got silent. A lot of the men had wide eyes at the realization that the kid saw everything that was related to Kodo. That saw everything was related to Kodo, and was a girl. Oh dear. Inoue-san said as he untied the rope around Chizuru-chan's wrists. I'm sorry for the way you were tied overnight.
Oh no.
Chizuru looked a bit nervous, but nodded her head in thanks. Too afraid to say a single word. Her eyes then turned back to Haruka and bound.
I'm really sorry, Anna-san.
I know. You were worried about your father. But now we're just in a bigger mess.
A big mess?
Haruka looked over at Hijikata, Kondo, and Sanan.
I'll say a couple things. For one, she knows nothing about that. She's completely in the dark, save for last night's accident. Two, I'll see what I can do about her situation. She's my responsibility now.
Hijikata raised an eyebrow. Your responsibility? She stumbled into Shinsengumi affairs.
I know that. But she's... my ward, I think is the right word. Her father made a promise to hers... my father made a promise to hers to protect her if something happened to him. Obviously, that got passed down to me.
Kondo had a very decisive look on his face. Well, if the young lady doesn't know anything, it wouldn't be wrong to let her go. Sanan-san just closed his eyes. But if something were to happen to her, she may reveal something to get out of trouble. Then we are at a standstill. Okita decided he'd try to somehow lighten the mood since things were getting too suffocating. Damn. You got an Okazume vouching for your life. Guess killing you isn't an option anymore. Keisuke looked over at Okita. Wait, was that supposed to be a joke? What? It's true. If Haruka says she doesn't know anything about it, then what's the problem? He said, leaning his head onto his propped up hand on his leg. The problem isn't we simply can't let her go after last night.
Look, I'll find somewhere for her to stay while I figure out what to do.
Why not have her stay here? Well, we'd have to keep our eye on her.
You already have Shota and I.
Haruka shook her head.
There's no way we can take another room from you.
Nagakura-kun does have a good point. Shinomi-kun couldn't possibly keep an eye on her all day. Neither can Sasaki-kun. Haruka raised an eyebrow at Sanan.
We're perfectly capable of...
But you are still looking for Kodo, are you not? Sanan-san. Are you really okay with them staying here? Sanan-san looked back at him. Considering she is Kodo's daughter, figure she knows his face better than any of us. She may help us find him faster. Sanan-kun does bring up a good point. I think there may be one available room if we clean it up. So now there'll be 2 girls staying with us? Haruka shook her head.
Okay, if this is really going to happen, we are setting rules.
What kind of rules would that be, Shinomi?
First off...
Haruka's eyes looked over at Chizuru, which made the young girl freeze up at her gaze.
Chizuru, I'm sorry to say this, but I need you to keep dressing up as a boy.
A boy?
Haruka shook her head.
I trust the men in this room to not really mess with you, but the rest of the soldiers will have no idea about who you are or why you're here. And as a girl, I really don't trust them to not post something.
I don't promise anything.
God damn it.
I see.
Second, you're going to be my page.
Your page? Aren't you giving yourself a lot more work?
It's also to keep the others away from her. If they mess with her, they mess with me.
Makes sense. I mean, they're already afraid of you anyway, so if they mess with your page, they'll probably expect a world of hurt. I'm still not okay with this. If you want, you can have a rule.
Wrong.
Oh, Haruka looked over at him.
If you want, you can have a rule.
Hijikata thought about this for a moment before looking over at Chizuru. You do not walk around here by yourself. Here, understand?
Yes, I understand.
Alright. Then you'll share a room with Shinomi until we can clear out a room. Chizuru then bowed quickly.
Thank you so much. I promise I won't say anything or be in trouble.
Yes, we can drink.
I was literally about to ask. Kondo smiled at her. Oh, if you need anything, Yukimura-kun, just tell us. Chizuru gave a nervous nod at Kondo. Shimu came over to Chizuru with his tail wagging.
Oh, you're here too, Shima.
Ow! Ow! She crouched down and scratched behind his ear. Shimu's tail wagged and faster as it was his favorite spot to be scratched. Kondo suggested that everyone introduce themselves to Chizuru. Each of the captains did just that. And Kondo, Hijikata, and Sanan did as well. When it was over, Haruka and Shota both got up.
If that's all, I'd like to help Chizuru settle in.
Yeah, that's fine. The 3 of them and Shimu left the common room and went down the hall to Haruka's. Haruka opened the door to Shimu running inside, followed by Chizuru.
Can I really stay here with you, Ana-san?
It's fine.
Haruka looked over at Shota.
Shota, can you go into town and buy a futon and stuff for Chizuru?
Sure thing, he whistled. Come, Shimu, time for a walk. And they ran out.
Anessa.
Haruka turned to look at Chizuru.
Can you tell me why my father is being looked for by the Shinsengumi?
Like I said in my letter, I'm looking for him on request of the Aizu. He was working for the Shinsengumi on something ordered by the Shogun.
Really? What is it?
I'm afraid I can't tell you, Chizuru. It's better for you if you didn't. Maybe one day will be the right time to tell you, but it's not for your ears.
I see. Then I won't push anymore.
She looked down a little. Haruka put a hand on her shoulder.
Don't worry, we'll find your father. Now, why don't you rest in my futon until Shota gets back?
Alright.
Haruka left her room, closing the door. Once she knew Chizuru was comfortable, she walked to the courtyard to clear her head. She looked up at the sky. There were some scattered clouds, but it was a blue sky either way.
I wouldn't mind if it snowed again.
She muttered out loud. Ane-san, huh? She jerked out of her thoughts as she turned around to find Okita and Heisuke.
Soji! Don't do that!
He just smiled at her. Then don't space out. Kasan, are you and Chizuru related?
No, we just happened to meet as kids, and since I was older, she's been calling me Ane-san.
Okita crossed his arms. Really? Could have fooled me. You two look like siblings. She just shook her head.
We share not a single feature, Soji.
Well, yeah, but you basically treat her like a younger sister. Oh, that's because Kasan has a younger brother, so she's good with younger people. Okita tilted his head. You got a little brother?
Well, yeah.
Well, where is he? Is he as good at fighting like you?
He's back home. He doesn't train like I do, but he's actually around your age, Soji.
Huh. Okita put a hand on his hip and smiled. I want to meet him one day. See how different you two are. Haruka just stared at him.
Soji, seriously?
Which reminds me, can we have that rematch today? Haruka sighed.
How about another day? I have a situation on my hands, remember?
Oh, that's right. Fine. But eventually, we will have that rematch. Haruka smiled a bit.
I promise we will.
Do we continue with this or no?
I don't know. Are we having fun?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Lord. Sure, what the fuck not?
It was all February 1864.
This is
it was
why
only
it's
a week.
Let me point out. This is why I'm confused, because this is from the remake and it said February. So again, I don't know.
It was only a week later as Shimu walked around Yagi. He had developed a routine for picking someone for the day to hang out with. Usually he picked someone at breakfast, but today he took his time choosing. When that happens, it means he's usually looking for Hijikata or Sanan. However, the two had gone off to Osaka that week, leaving Shimu free to choose whoever he wants. On this little adventure, he found a stick. Excited, he barked and picked it up in his mouth. He then trotted along with it, passing several soldiers as they looked at the Shiba Inu. That's just a normal occurrence around Yagi now, and seeing as a cute dog raised their spirits when they passed by. Shimu then found a door, slid open, stopped, and sniffed the air. His eyes lit up and ran over to the door. Inside was someone, so he dropped his stick and barked. The person looked up from their sitting position.
Oh, Shima.
Chizuru got up and knelt down next to him.
Have you come to visit me?
He just barked at her and picked up the stick with his tail, his mouth wagging excitedly.
Wait, what?
Picked up the stick in his mouth.
Okay. Also, I love how you add the barks.
Bark!
God damn it.
Oh, you found a stick?
She kept looking at him as he continued to wag his tail.
Did you want me to throw it?
Ow! Ow! Chizuru reached out to Shima as she let the stick go. She picked it up and then stood up.
Okay, ready, Shima?
She tried to throw it as hard as she could. It wasn't that far, but Shimu ran for it. She smiled a little as she saw him come back.
Good boy. Again?
Chizuru threw it again. She giggled when he went after it as it got stuck behind a bush and he dove into it. Then she heard footsteps from her left. Having fun, Yukimura-kun?
Kondo-san.
He had come over with a tray of tea and sweets.
Can I help you with something?
Well, I was wondering if you'd like some tea. I even found some sweets if you're interested. Chizuru looked at the tray and saw the sweets are completo.
Completo.
Her eyes sparkled. It seems I made the right choice. So, will you have some tea with me?
Yes, of course.
They sat down on the veranda just as Shimu came back. He was looking between the both of them, still excited. Here, let me, Shimu. Kondo extended his hand. Shimu dropped in it and dropped the stick in it. Kondo then looked around and tossed it far to the right. Shimu happily followed it as it landed in another bush. Oh, sorry, Shimu.
I think he likes looking for it.
This just made him laugh a bit. Well, you might be right about that. But it seems that he has chosen you today.
Chosen?
He nodded his head before grabbing his cup. Shimu tends to pick someone at random to spend the day with. Shinomiku says it's to become familiar with the people around him. But I think he just wants some company when she's away.
Oh.
Chizuru muttered out. She took a sip of her tea as they watched Shimu go around the bush trying to find a stick. After a moment, Kondo-san cleared his throat. That reminds me. How do you know Shinomiku, Yukimura-kun?
I think she came around when I was younger with her father. But after she got her role, she came to visit at least once anytime she stayed in Edo. She even escorted...
She looked down into her cup.
She even escorted my father to the port to make sure he got on the boat safely to Kyoto.
Kondo-san nodded along. So she has more responsibilities than I thought.
Is Ane-san really that busy?
To be honest, we only reunited a few months ago.
You knew her before?
Kondo had a nostalgic smile on his face as he watched Shimu rolling around on the ground. She came to the dojo where I used to run when she was a child. He glanced over at Chizuru. Well, I wasn't the head of it yet, I was just an assistant, but that was when she met me and Soji.
Okita-san knows her too?
Mm-hmm. He looked up at the clouds in the sky as the clouds passed by. They had a match between the two of them, and I believe it ended with Soji barely winning. If they had a match now, I could possibly tell you who would win.
You all are good with a sword.
Chizuru instinctively touched her own sword.
I just have basic training. I could never stand up to any of you.
Kondo could hear the slight disappointment in her voice. Yukimura-kun, why don't you try asking Shinomi-kun? I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
Do you really think so?
Kondo put on a big smile. She's cold on the outside, but I'm sure she's glad to teach you. Her style was unique from what I remember.
I will ask her then.
They both then heard a large bark, looked down, and saw Shimu covered in dirt and leaves.
Shimu, you're all dirty,
she said as Shimu wagged his tail happily. Kondo gave out a laugh as the still energetic dog. Yukimura could let me help you wash him.
There's no need. I can do it.
It's no problem to have a little help. Shimu is well behaved, but with water, he's either playful with it or scared. He looked over at the Shiba Inu. Right, Shimu? He barked at him several times in confirmation. Chizuru admitted defeat and nodded her head, accepting Kondo's help, as they went to clean Shimu of his playful adventure.
I needed to do a spin on that scene, so I thought, dog.
It was dinner time. The common room lanterns were lit, and there was food on trays. Chizuru was sitting next to Harada, Nagakura, and Heisuke. Hadaka was sitting opposite of her with Saito and Okita. Shota had gone off with Yamazaki on his rounds, and both Gin and Kondo had other stuff to do and would be late. Shimu was lying on the floor sleeping. Of course, things can't be quiet after all. Quiet as all. As Nagakura was trying to steal Hesuke's food. Hey, Shipatsu, that's mine! Back off! He yelled as he was trying to keep Nagakura away from reaching it. Well, I need it. I'm a big guy. I need more food. Yeah, and I'm still growing, so find some food somewhere else. The two stared at each other intensely. Chizuru gave a small, strained laugh at the sight. Haruka just sighed.
Seriously, you two, can't you just eat your own food?
You've been here for 6 months and you still aren't used to it, Haruka?
Shut up, Soji.
Haruka stared at him, but he kept grinning. She didn't turn back to the scene in front of her.
Shinpachi! Leave Hisuke's food alone and eat your own damn food! Do it again and I'll make your portion smaller!
Haruka, how could you be so mean?
Then stop going after food.
Hesuke just grinned. You heard, Kasan. Stop taking my food. Chizuru couldn't help but smile at the interactions. The Shinsengumi basically felt like a huge family. Harada, noticing her smile, leaned over and grinned. Sorry they're this way. Chizuru shook her head.
I'm slowly getting used to it.
Haruka glanced at Chizuru.
Just don't let them influence you too much, Chizuru.
Okita decided to add some chaos by teasing Chizuru. You know, you should smile more, Chizuru-chan.
Huh?
Chizuru was caught off guard. Okita leaned forward just a bit. You kinda got this mopey vibe about you lately. But when you're smiling, it's kind of uplifting. He then grinned a big smile. I hope you don't mind. I don't mind if you smile all the time at this place. Gets boring with all the serious stuff Hijikata and Haruka do all day. Haruka sighed.
Soji, leave her be. Not everyone needs to smile like a maniac.
She then proceeded to look pissed off as she held her cup in one hand and hugged her knees.
Seriously, Hijikata-san and Sana-san left me in charge of you idiots like I'm some babysitter.
Saito took a sip of his tea. That's because we listened to you. Haruka's eyes twitched.
Saito? That includes you too! Don't make me count how many times you get distracted by a sword shop on rounds!
Saito just looked stunned for a minute as a faint blush appeared on his face before clearing his throat. There's no need for that, Shinomi-san. Chizuru couldn't help but giggle at the exchange during this eventful dinner. Haruka noticed Kita and Harada were just drinking and not eating. She took a bite out of her food before she spoke again.
Sano, Soji, can you please eat tonight and not just drink sake?
But I'm alright with just a little sake. Yeah, I'm alright with this, Haru. Haruka sighed.
I didn't want to do this.
She looked over at Nagakura.
Shinpachi, if you're really that hungry, I'm offering those soup plates since I don't want to eat. Just leave Hisuke's food alone.
Okita and Harada were stunned at her words. Nagakura's eyes lit up. Really, Haruka? Haruka was just done with everything.
It's better than wasting food. Go ahead.
Alright! He then quickly took their trays over to his side. Usually they fight over the food protectively, but Haruka was already at her limit with their antics. Damn, you're a different kind of scary than Hijikata-san. Haruka just moved her eyes over to Okita.
What was that, Soji?
Nothing. Just enjoying the sake. She shook her head before picking up a piece of fish and eating it. Then the door opened and Inoue took a step inside. Gen-san, finally going to join us? But Inoue had a troubled face as he held a letter. Toshi-san sent a letter from Osaka. However, it seems there was some trouble with Ronin and a merchant. Toshi-san and Sana-san fought them off. Sana-san suffered an injury to his left arm.
Is he okay?
He's alive, but we don't know if he'll be able to use his arm at all. I know I saw everyone in the room was worried and gloomy. I have to go tell Isami-san. He closed the door and let the room became silent. Everyone was looking down. Either they stopped eating or quietly slipped their drink. Okito finally was the first one to speak up. If it doesn't heal properly, you can't use a sword. Guess there's only one way to fix that. He took a sip of sake as everyone glanced at him. Nagakura spoke up quickly. Don't jinx him, Soji. Captains can't just start joining them like that. She's a little confused.
Them?
Haruka gave a hard glance to both of them.
Shut up and eat or drink, both of you.
Both of them tensed up at Haruka's words. Of course, they can't talk about them, what she's doing. Haruka? Where was it? Alright. Haruka tried to shut them down before Chizuru asked any more questions, but she saw how serious Haruka's tones was. Something was up, but she'll have to put it in the back of her mind for now. The dinner went on quietly in a somber mood before everyone left to either clean up or to their own rooms to take in the news. Hijikata and Sanan arrived. Oh.
I was gonna
what?
say, this is fun.
Yeah. Hijikata. What?
If I come back early tomorrow, maybe we should start from the beginning.
Yeah. Hijikata and Sanan arrived back at Yagi a few weeks later. Sanan still had his arm in a cast and shut himself in his room since he returned. He hardly touched his food, if at all, when it was brought to him. Everyone was getting worried about this, how it might affect his healing. One morning, Chizuru and Haruka were in charge of cooking the morning food. Haruka was watching the stew while Chizuru cut vegetables. Shimu had made himself a little resting spot near the door, chewing on a stick as Heisuke came into the kitchen.
Oh, good morning, Heisuke-kun.
Morning.
Haruka said as she prepared a tray of food on the side.
Heisuke, did Sanan-san eat his food last night?
I brought it to him, but he didn't touch it.
That's so.
She picked up the tray and faced him.
Well, I'm going to try and see if I can convince him.
Good luck, Ka-san. Heisuke moved out of the way so Haruka could go to Sanan-san's room. Heisuke noticed Shimu by the door. Oh, morning, Shimu. He crouched down and gave him a few pets. Chizuru then noticed the fire was a little low and turned to Heisuke.
Heisuke-kun, could I ask you to get some more firewood?
Huh? Oh, sure. He then looked down at Shimu. Want to come with me, Shimu? Arr! Okay, we'll be back soon. Heisuke and Shimu went off to get firewood, leaving Chizuru alone. She made sure nothing burned or boiled over, keeping herself busy. As she...
Would you like a reminder?
I'm reading... Oh!
Would you like a reminder?
I saw who it is.
1 second.
I looked further ahead and I know that I saw who it was.
No, yeah, but I mean, like... Would you like a reminder?
Alright. Fabulous. I think I know how I'm gonna go about doing
Fabulous with a deep voice.
See, her eyes wide at the towering figure before her, a tall man with long hair, gray patterned kimono, and a black haori. I don't ever remember seeing you before, he said as he got closer.
I work for Shinomi-san.
Shinomi? The man blinked for a second and grinned. Ah, that's right. You must be Okunazume's page.
Okunazume?
Okuzume's page. Chizuru kept calm as the man stared down at her. Tell me, what do you know of Shinomi?
Of her?
Yes. Anything I should know about her? A strength, a weakness, even something she likes?
Well,
He didn't like how Chizuru didn't speak or quick enough for his liking and stepped closer to her, making her back up into the corner. Do you know nothing of who you serve?
What? No, I just...
Do you even have any idea who you are speaking with at this moment? I'm...
Takeda!
They both turned around to see Haruka in the doorway, her face pissed off as she walked up to Takeda.
Leave him alone and get out of the kitchen. If you actually need something, you talk to me.
He's backed away from Chizuru. Actually, I was wondering if you knew where Kondo-san was. Haruka raised an eyebrow.
Kondo-san?
Yes, I have something important to talk with him about.
I assume he'd be in his room and not in the kitchen. Why the hell would you want to come ask me about it?
Takeda smirked. Well, since you are seen around him and most of the captains, I assume you'd know everyone's whereabouts as a high official. Haruka put her hand on her hip and stared at him.
Just leave, Takeda. I'm not in the mood to fight and I need to finish our breakfast.
Then I'll take my leave. Takeda gave Haruka a stare back as he walked out of the kitchen. Haruka gave a sigh and looked over at Chizuru.
You okay, Chizuru?
Yes, I'm fine, Ane-san. You came before you did anything.
Good.
She didn't cross her arms.
Watch yourself around Takeda, okay? I don't know what he wants, but I don't like him and the way he acts. If you find yourself alone with him, just sound for me or any of the others.
Chizuru nodded her head.
Okay, then let's finish up breakfast.
45. It's 2:45 on the stream right now.
But this is so much fucking fun, though.
Yeah. June 1864.
I'm slowly falling.
What?
I'm falling asleep.
What the fuck?
This is interesting, but I'm falling asleep. It's...
Shota was on watch around Kyo. He stuck to high places usually, but today he just stuck to being a normal person, walking around wearing a kasa on his head, a beige shawl, and a black kimono. This was on Haruka's orders due to Chizuru choosing to go out with Hijikata on his rounds today. For being the vice commander of the Shinsengumi, you'd figure he would have had to go on rounds, Shota said to himself. Or maybe it's because no one else tolerates sharing a ship with Takeda. He wasn't that far from them when he saw them stop in front of a tea shop. He then saw Yamazaki approach Hijikata and whisper something to him. Trouble? He kept glancing over at them before deciding to act and enter the tea shop they had stopped at. Well, at least as discreetly as he could, only to signal Hijikata they'd be keeping watch. Yukimura, stay in this shop until I return. Ask about your father while I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Chizuru said before Haruka and Yamazaki left.
What?
Chizuru said before Hijikata and Yamazaki left. A few minutes later passed before Chizuru gave up asking questions outside. She finally came inside for some tea. Shota was facing away from her with some tea and sweet bean jelly in front of him. Finally, she came in, he said before taking a bite out of jelly. She started asking people who came in and out of the shop about her father. Shota looked at her for a second when his eyes widened at what he saw coming through the door. The Shinsengumi are here to conduct a search. Talking that shit. Shota quickly turned around to look out the window. He had really hoped Chizuru had also made herself unnoticeable. Of course, Takeda wouldn't make this a normal search. No. He would threaten the owner, extort him of his money to make things easier. Honestly, it got under Shota's skin, but he can't do anything. The owner hadn't done anything wrong, but Takeda wasn't taking any of his words as truth that he eventually ordered for him to be arrested. Shota was about to do something when he heard a voice.
Would you like a reminder?
It's Iba, isn't it? Christ. What did Iba look like? Wasn't he like...
I'm sending it. Don't worry. I got all the references.
Okay. No way. Iba-san is here? Excuse me, you're with the Shinsengumi, are you not? It was a bit soft and calm. He took a quick glance over to where Takeda was standing. No, wait, Iba-san is here? Why? Why didn't I see him before? He looked over where Chizuru was, and she was hiding behind a shelf looking at Iba and Takeda. Okay, good, she's still hiding. What does it matter to you if I am? Well, it's clear that the owner here has stated he doesn't allow Imperial extremists into his shop. What charges could you possibly pin on him if you arrest him? Takeda had a scowl on his face. Oh, and you know this for a fact? Or are you the one of them covering this for this man? Iba just smiled. Solely because I question you about it makes me an extremist? I see fair judgment is not on your mind then. Are you impeding my investigation and justice? Iba kept smiling as Takeda stared at him. Well, if that is the case, maybe we take this outside. I think we scared the women here long enough, no? Sounds like you don't want your face bloodied up. Fine. Takeda walked out of the shop and Iba followed him. Shota saw Chizuru go out the door also. Quickly, he paid for his tea and sweets, along with Chizuru and Iba's, before running out and hiding in the nearby alley to watch what happens next. When the two men faced each other, Takeda had taken an offensive stance and reached for his sword. However, Iba blocked him from doing so. Let go! Or I'll... Takeda blurted out at Iba what Iba had done. You didn't really think you were going to draw your sword, did you? Iba had that smile on his face of his. If you were, you wouldn't be ready for how serious I can be. That smile of his looks gentle, but there was certainly a bite behind it. Compared to Haruka ni and Iba's, compared to Haruka ni, Iba-san definitely picked up on something she taught him. He's threatening in silence where she's out in the open with it. Shota said to himself as he kept watch. Still, is that gonna work on Takeda? Shota didn't notice the crowd started to gather around him. What are the Maple Wolves doing? Are they starting trouble again? Why can't they just leave? Seems we've drawn a crowd. Are you insistent on drawing your sword? Iba asked. Takeda's only response was to angrily grit his teeth and shake Shiba away before stepping to the side. I won't forget your face, bastard. You're going to regret this one day, Takeda said before he left angrily with the rest of his division. Shota just sighed in relief as it was finally over. He then saw Iba and Chizuru go back into the store. Can't go back in there anymore, can I? He looked around the street and saw a bench outside the bookstore. Oh, perfect! He went over and purchased a book and sat there on the bench. Occasionally, he glanced up over at the tea shop to see if they'd come out yet. A few pages here and there. Rinse, repeat. Eventually, he saw the two come out of the tea shop. He saw them talking for a bit, but couldn't exactly hear anything. Too far away. He turned down to look down at the other side of the street and saw Hijikata make his way to the tea shop. When he looked back at Chizuru and Iba, Iba had begun to take his leave. Watched Iba before focusing back on Hijikata and Chizuru. They had also started to leave the shop and continue rounds. Well, guess I'll just continue my duties. Shota closed his book after a minute and continued to trail the two on rounds.
Next is Ikeda. Should we?
With how it is, I think it ought to be saved.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're gonna make it to it next time.
True. This is true.
Alright. Good enough. Wait, he said never mind. What?
What? Fade.
He's still in here, yeah.
Fade?
Yeah.
Oh. Is his mic up?
I don't know. Anyways,
yes, it was.
I think we're done for tonight, everybody.
If my mic was up.
Okay, well, tomorrow afternoon
might be something, might be nothing.
Who knows?
We will see.
Uno.
Maybe.
Oh God.
I shall have to ask the individual and somebody in to see if he'll join us.
We can do it with Lee.
Oh, but I'd rather do it with 4.
Why? Oh, you're thinking of teaming.
Maybe.
Anyway, tomorrow definitely at night we're gonna continue Beat of Shana.
Yep. Saturday
is Splatoon 3 followed by art.
We're gonna try to get that Haori.
Oh God, yeah.
May you rest in peace.
And then Sunday is our typical Sunday stuff.
Yes.
Anyways, who are we going to... Do you want to rate anybody?
Do I feel like rating tonight?
I don't know, do you?
I think...
Do you think she feels like rating anybody?
No. No ways.
Okay, no right.
Alright then, so therefore, please drink water.
Have a good day or night.
Try not to die because you did drink water. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye!
Bye.